Shalom sisters, shalom family. This is my first YouTube video. I'm super excited. I will be doing a series of videos shedding light on a few topics that I find helpful, that I think would be beneficial, just based on what I feel the Father is putting in my spirit to speak on. And this first video will be about 10 steps that help me heal emotionally. I pray that this is a blessing to you. So my sisters, understand that healing is intentional. You have to be intentional about your healing. It's not just I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna just shrug it off, or it is what it is. No, you really have to heal because you don't want to carry so much baggage. And sometimes you can think you're healed when you really not. You really have to put work into being healed. So firstly, I would say bring your pain to the Most High. In the word, it says, cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you. That's 1 Peter 5:7. The Father, our Creator, our Elohim, the Most High, he really cares for us. And just like a daughter will go to their dad, and you know your daddy gonna ride for you, right? It's even greater for the Heavenly Father. It's even greater for you to put the situation in his hands because you know he's gonna ride for you. And I think that when we're in the moment, when we are in the midst of hurt, we're in the midst of certain trials, the enemy tries to whisper in our ear like we're lonely. So like the Father will not fight on our behalf. But when I say he's close to the brokenhearted, he know every time you cry. Don't think that he's just sitting back, because he's not. Then number 2, you have to stop focusing on that situation. These certain things are very hard to get over. Certain things are very hard to heal from. But that's why it's our job to be very intentional on healing and how we heal. You have to find comfort in his word. You have to find comfort in him, in his son. Go to him in spirit and in truth. Cry that thing out, my sister. Cry that thing out. Be real, be honest in your prayers. This hurt me so bad. I don't know how to get through this. I don't know what to do. Help me to get through this. Give me the wisdom not to go through this again. This, and that. Go to him. He wants you. And granted, the Father already knows what we go through. He sees us every day. He has a tab on everything we do. So he knows we're going through things, but it's so much greater for us to cast them cares on him because he got us. And that also should give us hope when we become hopeless. That goes into another pointer. Number 3, do not crash out. Do not crash out. I know that certain situations can become so bad where you just wanna, I'm already knowing. But that just goes into what I was just talking about faith and how you have to trust that the Most High got you. Romans 12:9 talks about how we shouldn't avenge ourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, saith the Most High. So keep your hands clean. Because even though we don't see the Father working, even though we don't see his Son working, they're always working. It's not a day that goes by that he doesn't know that you're hurting. The Father will repay. He will repay. But you just worry about healing. Number 4, we have to worship more than we worry. In the midst of pain, worship has the power to uplift your spirit. So it also not only changes your focus from your pain, but it also changes your focus from the creation to the creator. You turn on some worship music and you really focus your mind. I'm talking about an intentional worship. You focus your mind on the goodness of the Most High and everything that he's done for you, it really does something to your heart. Not only that, but you're showing the Father that regardless of what I go through, I know you got me. So you know what? Let me take my mind off of this. It's so heavy on me. And let me go ahead and give you praise regardless. How you think the Most High feel when you worship him through the good and the bad? And I feel like that's another way that it will help increase your faith. I think sometimes when we do go through things, maybe we forget how faithful the Father is. Sometimes we may need to see something to believe it, but faith is something that you cannot see. So even in the midst of pain, we have to have faith. And number 5, get in that gym. I promise. Physical activities increases the endorphins. So that basically means it increases feel-good hormones, and that reduces stress, it reduces anxiety, and just overall, we need to take care of our temple, not just emotionally, but physically as well. Number 6, forgiveness. We do not talk about forgiveness enough. And I'm not just talking about forgiveness with your mouth, but forgiveness in your heart, forgiveness in your spirit, forgiveness. And sometimes forgiving doesn't make sense, but I promise you, when you forgive, it's like that person no longer has control over you. The situation don't have control over you. And we done did the Most High dirty. We done took advantage of his love and grace and mercy. He even sent his son to die for us. And we can't even forgive somebody that cut us off at the red light. So it's easier said than done. But in those moments when you don't know how to, I need help forgiving this person. I'm pissed off. I don't trust them. I don't like them. But I need you to take these seeds of unforgiveness out of my chest, because I know I need forgiveness from you. Like, I'm talking about be so real with him. Like I said in the beginning of the video, he wants that, and he loves that. When you forgive someone, that doesn't mean you have to be friends with them again, get back together with them, reconcile. That doesn't mean that. But forgiveness is freeing you, and it's freeing that person. So if we want forgiveness, we have to forgive. Number 7, don't mask your pain by drinking. Don't mask your pain by fornicating, smoking. Do not mask your pain. Because my best friend say this all the time. When somebody going through something or whatever the case, she says, when you mask your pain, you're basically trying to put a band-aid on it, but that bruise is still there. So that's why it's very important. We have to be real. Don't mask it. Go through that moment. Don't try to rush through it. Don't try to, I'm a sister soldier, I'm not gonna cry, I'm gonna be good. No, get through that pain, because there's so much wisdom in going through certain things. Don't sit there and get drunk really trying to make you forget your pain, because it's gonna come back until you deal with it. It's gonna keep being a reoccurring thing. Number 8, don't isolate yourself. Unless the Father says it, of course. When you are around people that love you, you're around your family, your friends that make you laugh, and they just get you back to yourself, that's a blessing. The enemy wants you to feel lonely. The enemy wants you to isolate yourself. He wants you to feel like it's no hope. He wants you to feel like I don't have nobody, but you do. Number 9, focus on your mission. I feel like a lot of heartbreaks and a lot of things that get you down causes you to step away from your calling, causes you to step away from what you are initially supposed to do. When you are heartbroken, when you're going through it emotionally, you don't want to do nothing. I know some people, they can become workaholics. They can just get back up and be like, hey, it is what it is. But that's also them masking their pain as well. Sometimes it causes you to fall into a depression, and that's what we don't want. Granted, you do need to rest when you're going through certain things. You do need to take some time away, but do not let that be your end all be all. Do not let that stop you from doing what the Father wants you to do. Do not let that stop you from doors that's being open for you. So just make sure you don't miss out on doing what He calls you to do because of a bump in the road. Hold on, y'all. Let me close these blinds. It's getting dark. People looking in here. Number 10, learn the lesson. Learn the lesson, or you're going to go through it over and over and over again. And you may go through things, maybe not the same way initially, but you will go through things through different bodies, through different situations, over and over if you do not get it the first time. And that's why I believe it's so important not to ignore red flags. You have to make sure that words match up with actions. If you're coming across a young man that says he wants to court you, he wants to marry you, he wants to be this person for you, you have to make sure that it lines up with the word. You have to make sure you're getting counsel. Do not tell yourself you don't need counsel. Make sure you have people around you that are being led by the Most High Spirit and not the enemy spirit. People prophesy from the enemy. The enemy can give you signs as well, and we have to remember the word says the Father is not the author of confusion. So you know, if there is any confusion with that man, he's not the one. And if he is not a reflection of the Messiah, if he doesn't have fruits of the Spirit, if he's lustful, unfaithful, if he doesn't manage his money well, notice any narcissistic qualities, he manipulates you with the word, all of those things are very, very vital. That's why I always encourage, please have a relationship with the Father and with his Son for yourself. Find comfort in his word for yourself, so that when somebody does try to come along and teach you the word, you'll be able to identify when that is not fruits of the Messiah spirit, so you won't be confused. That is all I have for right now. I pray that this was beneficial. I pray that this was encouraging, informative, and if you have any requests or anything that helped you heal, please comment it down below as well. Thank you guys for watching.
Father, you've been so good. You make me wanna dance, you make me wanna